Hello, AIESEC in Austria Plenary. Welcome again in our second session. It is an introduction to AEPP and APIP. Before we start, always with the alignment space. I will be very happy to receive your questions about these educational cycles through this form. Sorry. So yeah, meet your Fassi. It is me again, your ECB chair, and I'm going to tell you some facts about me so that you can know me more. I am 20 years old and I am a medical student, and my dream city is New York. Let's go. Why are we having a new document? It all started with a, a mandate. They mandated II and ICB to review, research, and create internal product policies, as well as deliver a report on the required structural evolution of the governance systems, included but not limited to XPPs, the old documents, and compendium. This could be presented and legislated in IC 2020. It happened to be implemented by IPM 2021. It is going to happen. We will make it happen. Why? Because the governance of ISEC exchange needs to evolve, problems happen, and realities change. It was mentioned in the output of an internal audit report as a risk of our organization, and when we have a risk, we need to change. Other projects that are happening needed to be aligned and added to the document, so the change would be necessary anyway. Bye bye GE, welcome GTA GTE. And the result was two documents. ISEC Exchange Program Policies, a document focused on our stakeholders. It contains rights, roles, obligations, responsibilities, procedures, and protocols related to ISEC activities. And the second is ISEC Portfolio Internal Policies. All content of the first one, plus internal processes that ISEC must comply with while promoting and delivering its activities. Why are we having two documents? Because one is not customer friendly and contains a lot of information that's not necessary for a customer. For example, why would a customer know how what are our acronyms and how we do our elections? How do we elect our MC? What is our procedures to solve things? They don't know. They don't need to know about this. Do I need to know to document? No, thanks God, you don't have to. My dear ISECers of ISEC in Austria, you just need to check one document, which is the ISEC Portfolio Internal Policies, because it contains the first one, ISEC Exchange Policy, Program Policies, plus internal processes for ISECers. The objective of ISEC Exchange Program Policies, it is for EPs and OPs to understand and acknowledge the following: the rights, obligations, and responsibilities before, during, and after the exchange, what to expect from ISEC and its experiences, and the consequences of violating it, as well as the procedure to be followed when stakeholder does not comply with IEPP. Whereas the ISEC portfolio internal policies, it is something internal just for ISECers to understand the minimums of each experience, and also to understand the role and responsibilities when it comes to the preparation and execution of each phase and experience inside the ISEC portfolio. It is also important for us at ECB and ICB to govern and ensure compliance to the ISEC internal portfolio policies. So, A- AEPP is mandatory for every EPOP ISEC entity and any other party involved with the ISEC exchange at all its stages, from contract signature until after the end of the exchange. Whereas the second document, it's applicable to you, to us, dear ISECers. The structure, I will not read it. I would explain the colors. What you find is green, it's something super new. We have the remote feature protocol, and we will talk about it in the GTA. Finish realization earlier, we will talk about it today also. Today and next day also. Modified, which is in orange, just wording mainly. And in blue, some new and some modified. It means we added some clauses. Same thing goes for APIP. Changes are good. We talk about two main changes. The finish realizations earlier. What changed is that now an EP can uh, finish the realization earlier when the minimum is done and it will still be finished. It says finish the realization earlier means that the AIESEC exchange terminated earlier than the stipulated dates, but it is still considered a finished exchange instead of a broken realization. Why? Because sometimes the EP and the OP agree in finishing the realization without any violation of the documents, and the duration is more than the minimum of the product. If the minimum of the product is 6 weeks, they cannot finish at 5 weeks. No, they should at the minimum should be respected. And by this, the statue is still finished and the EP can take his or her certificate. Here it's the AIESEC portfolio, the engagement with AIESEC. What does it mean, engagement with AIESEC? They are the activities to promote AIESEC. They must be powered by AIESEC, following the Blue Book and respecting the principles. There are no products legislated for EWA. The ELD are our product, the Exponential Leadership Development. LLC, they are long life connections, alumni to AIESEC, alumni to alumni, and alumni to the world. The activities of ELD and LEC must be defined by each MC or LC, but to be considered EWA or LLC, they must comply with the policies of the documents. Now we'll talk about the program minimums. What should be at least be done for a program to be called so? To be called a global volunteer, the opportunities must be related to one of the 70 Sustainable Development Goals. Fight zero hunger, no poverty, quality education, etc. Opportunity must include the development of skills in a foreign environment. Internship should include all elements of inner and outer journey. EP must be supervised by the OP. Minimum is 6 weeks and max of 8 weeks. No global volunteer is under 6 weeks and no global volunteer is more than 8 weeks. Opportunity or third part should cover accommodation during full duration, minimum of 24 hours per week and maximum of 30 hours a week of work. Now for global talent and global teacher, opportunities must be related not to SDGs but to business administration, finance and accounting, marketing, IT, engineering, teaching, or business development. Opportunity must include the development of skills in a foreign environment as well. Internship should include all elements of inner and outer journey, and EP must be supervised by the OP. These three are in common because they define AIESEC. For the minimum period, for global talent is 6 weeks and maximum is 78. For global teacher, the minimum is 9 and the maximum is 78 weeks. For global talent, between 6 or 8 weeks, the OP should cover accommodation or salary. This salary should cover accommodation. It means if you're going to pay him 15 euros, this can't work because you must pay him amount that can cover him accommodation or cover him accommodation directly. For global talents longer than 9 weeks, the OP should provide salary. They have to. Minimum of 35 hours per week and maximum of 45 hours per week of work. Now the principles for GTA is that AIESEC cannot be the OP. When we open Expa, we don't need to find OP at AIESEC. No, you must find an OP and you have to sign the contract with the OP before you open the opportunity on Expa. And the contract with the EP must be signed before the approval on Expa. And the organization that is going to host you or the OP that's going to host this project is the same that will happen in the reality, and the dates on Expa are the same ones on the reality. And opportunity must follow the latest guideline, and EPs cannot be charged for TM fees. If hosts sign the MOU, binding contract needed. For global volunteer, we're having the same thing that AIESEC cannot be the OP. They must have a contract signed before the open and Expa. Same contract signed before the approval. Organization include the same, dates are the same, but EPs can be charged for TM fees. Entities must charge OPs or have a plan to start charging OPs until 2023 because we want to make GV more sustainable. If they have the price, 30% is the max being charged as EPTM fee. The TM fee should have its majority covering accommodation only. The majority should cover accommodation. So about the plan 2023, it's for the future. I will explain to you more in the commission codes. Now we move to the complaints. It's just an overview because you will know how to open a case. So EPs can submit a complaint if the violation happened in a maximum of 12 months time range. If the violation was older than 12 months, the LCA or ECB can deny to proceed with the case internally. For example, if a violation happened now in October, you can open the case in January, February, August, September, but by the next October, you can't. Reimbursement will only be possible with receipt. Means the EP will not say, no, I spent $1,000. No, tell me the proofs. Give me the receipt that you spent this, that you had to pay for your own accommodation. Give me a receipt. ECB level now is 1 week. It was just 3 days. ECBs cannot reopen cases after it got closed and confirmed by both entities. So this is why you need to have all the proofs at once, because once the case is closed, you cannot open it again because you have more relevant proofs. Some guidelines to calculate the final amount for reimbursement were added. This is for ICB. Timeline for EPs and OPs to inform AIESEC they are not going to be able to go or to host the exchange from approval to realization. So when the EP is approved, okay, when can the EP cancel and when can the OP cancel? If it is global volunteer, the OP or the EP, it means like the party who is going to cancel the exchange should inform the other part at least 1 month before, 28 days before the realization day. If it is global talent or global teacher, the part who wills to cancel should inform the other part at least 56 days before the realization date. And by this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, reach us at the forum or contact us through our mail. Thank you.